What's up guys, welcome to another exciting video here at African Fighters. Today we're talking about Kamaru Usman, his legacy and what next for the former UFC welterweight champion. We all know what happened last weekend at UFC 278, the main event between Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards. Kamaru Usman was on the road to defend his title for the 6th consecutive time, and in the last minute of the fight he got caught by a head kick or a neck kick by Leon Edwards, and he lost his UFC welterweight champion. And now we have the new UFC welterweight champion in Leon Edwards. My name is Farouk from the African Fighters, and I'll be walking you through Kamaru Usman's journey, his legacy, and how does this defeat affect his legacy. So Kamaru Usman, as we all know, is a fantastic fighter. He has been doing this for a long time. Most of us watching the sport, especially the new fans, the new audience, have never watched Kamaru Usman lose a fight before. His record was 20 wins, 1 loss. He lost a long time ago when he was starting his MMA career by submission via rear naked choke, and ever since then he has not lost a fight. He has not lost a fight throughout his UFC career until last week. He was undefeated in the UFC. He worked his way through to the top of the division, defeated Leon Edwards, defeated Damian Maia, defeated Rafael dos Anjos, and then got the title shot against Tyron Woodley. He defeated Tyron Woodley, defended against Kobe twice, defended against Masvidal twice, and also defended against Gilbert Burns, one of the toughest opponents he has faced. In that fight he was dropped, but he recovered and he defeated Gilbert Burns. So that was five consecutive title defense. And before the fight, Dana White said something in the press conference that it's high time Kamaru Usman is in that conversation of the greatest of all time, of the GOATs conversation. That people need to put respect on Kamaru Usman's name for what he is doing. So what that implies, Kamaru Usman was on the road to achieving one of the most incredible record ever in the UFC history, which is the most consecutive win in the UFC. The guy with the record is Anderson Silva, one guy also considered as the GOAT of MMA, has the record, and Usman was on the path to equaling Anderson Silva's record, the most consecutive wins in the UFC. Anderson Silva holds a record of 16 consecutive wins, which started from June 2006 to July 2013. He had 16 winning streak. Kamaru Usman is the second on the list with 15 winning streak. A victory against Leon Edwards will equal Anderson Silva record, which will be an incredible achievement, which I believe it will take maybe 50 years for anybody to achieve that record in the UFC, because the third guy on the list is John Jones and Dimitri Johnson, and DJ, and George St. Pierre. These guys have 13 consecutive wins. GSP is retired, DJ is retired, John Jones partially retired. So the only person likely to achieve that record will be John Jones, but he needs to start all over again from 1 and get to 16. So Kamaru Usman was on that part of equaling Anderson Silva record to become one of the greatest of all time. And that is why Dana White mentioned that in the press conference, that Kamaru Usman should be put in that conversation. So we all believe it's going to be an easy of Kamaru Usman, 6 consecutive title defense, and also equaling Anderson Silva record. But that was not the case. Leon Edwards last minute head kick shut down this achievement. Kamaru Usman is still on 15-5 winning streak and has to start all over again to get to 16, which is almost impossible. He's 35 years old, planning to retire maybe in the next 2 or 3 years time. So how does this affect Kamaru Usman's legacy? I'm going to say this will really hurt his legacy seriously. His legacy is going to be one to be known as one of the greatest in the UFC history, the first African champion, the first Nigerian champion in the UFC, which is a massive achievement. Is going to be remembered for the whole of humankind history. He's going to be in the history book forever. He's also fantastic run, which is 15 wins, consecutive wins. He's going to be the second ever, which is the most consecutive, which I believe nobody will break that record in the next 30 to 40 years. It will take a miracle for someone to come and do that. Other guys who have that close record is also Habib, Max Holloway, and then maybe Alexander Volkanovski. He's currently on a 12-fight winning streak. He is the guy more likely to break that record, and he's currently the pound for pound. Kamaru Usman has dropped to 14. So Alexander Volkanovski, the great, maybe the guy who ended up becoming one of the greatest of all time, because he's up there with 12-fight winning streak at the moment, and with 4 more fights he equals Anderson Silva record. So I think he will be setting his eye on that record at the moment. So every other person on this list has ended that winning streak. So Usman is going to be in this list, maybe the second or the third all-time fighter with the most consecutive wins. So how else can he become among the greatest of all time? I'll look at two scenarios: the most wins in title fights, and also the most consecutive title defense. If you come to the most wins in title fight, Kamaru Usman has 6 wins in title fights. 6 wins in title fights. So, which is nowhere close to the top 5. The top 5 is John Jones with 14 fights in title fight, 14 wins in title fight, followed by GSP 13 wins in title fight, followed by DJ 12 wins, Anderson Silva 11, and Amanda Nunes 10. Kamaru Usman has 6 wins in title fight. And if you look at the most consecutive title defense, Kamaru Usman has 5 title defense. Like I mentioned, Usman has 5 title defense, and 5 title defense. And the guy with the record is DJ. DJ has 11 title defense. Anderson Silva 10 title defense. And what I mean title, I mean consecutive title defense. 10 consecutive title defense, followed by GSP with 9, followed by John Jones with 8. So Usman has 5, and that is way backward. But Usman can do something that would be incredible if he can come back and win. Let's say he wins the belt against Leon Edwards in the trilogy, and he go on to win maybe say 5 or 6 times again. 6 times, I would say 6 or 7 times. If you can win the title from Leon Edwards and defend it 6 times, which is almost impossible, that would take him to 11 wins in title fights. So 11 wins in title fights is going to be tied with Anderson Silva. He's going to be close to Dimitri Johnson. He's going to be close to GSP, and also going to be close with John Jones. But without that, that is the only way he can be in the top 4 GOAT conversation, because he has the most among the top 4 most title wins in title fight, and also is going to be maybe the second or third fighter with the most win, with the most consecutive win, which is 15, behind Anderson Silva. So these 2 records can put him in that top 4 all time of the greatest of all time. Top 4. He cannot be the greatest ever from what has happened recently. If he had equal Anderson Silva record, that would be an untouchable record that he is going to hold to himself. But with that now cancelled, he has to now win the title back and defend it 6 more times before he can be in the top 4 of all time. Another alternative for Kamaru Usman to be in the GOAT conversation, or to put himself among the top 4 greatest of all time, he has to move to another division. I would suggest something like this. I think Usman can regain his title against Leon Edwards in the trilogy, and then move higher in weight class, either to middleweight division or to light heavyweight division. He has been eyeing these 2 divisions for a while now. I believe he moved to these 2 divisions, moved to one of these divisions, either light heavyweight, which is most likely. He says he's not going to fight Ezra Adesanya if he's a champion, or less if he's not a champion. So Kamaru Usman can regain his welterweight title, move to middleweight or light heavyweight, and contest for the title there, win the title, and go on to defend the title a record of 3 to 4 times, which no one has ever done. No one has won the title in 2 divisions and has defended in both divisions up to 4 times. I believe so for sure. No one has defended the title in 2 divisions 4 times or 5 times. So if he can go there, win light heavyweight title or middleweight title, and defend 3 or 4 times, then he will be one champion known to have defended the title 3 to 4 times in 2 divisions. First of all, he was going to set the record of becoming one of the champion, one of the fighters to win title in 2 divisions. Secondly, he's going to be fighter with defense in 2 divisions, and this will definitely put him in that good conversation among top 4. Without that, I think he's going to just stick to welterweight and maybe become one of the greats in welterweight. So that's it, guys. Kamaru Usman has 2 or 3 main things to do to be in the good conversation. Like I said, win title in 2 divisions, defend multiple times in both divisions, or alternatively regain his title from Leon Edwards and defend it a number of 5 or 6 more times to put him among the top 4 greatest of all time. Without that, like I said, he's going to be among the elite or one of the greatest, or one of the top 5 all-time welterweight. So guys, say what you think in the comment section. Do you think Kamaru Usman legacy is tarnished by this defeat? Do you think he can get back, win, and put himself in the good conversation, or do you think he can never be in the top 4, or he can never be in one of the greatest of all time? Share it in the comment section. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you contradict my opinion, let me know. Make sure to hit the bell button, make sure to like our videos, make sure to subscribe, and turn on post notification. See you some other time, guys. Bye for now. Peace out.
Come on, Africans!